Hi friends, welcome to SNCA Study Club, a platform for CA final students. We are moving towards what 23rd question, 23rd A question, which is stating that a practicing chartered accountant took over the executive chairman software company of a software company on 1st April 2016. On 10th April 2016, he applied to the council for permission. So what is happening in this question? A, he is a chartered accountant in practice. So he is doing practice, and at the same time he has been appointed as an executive chairman of a company as on 1st April 2016, and he has applied for getting permission from the council in 10th for 2016. So which is the relevant clause here? The same format: clause, question and conclusion. Which is the relevant clause that is talking or that is explaining professional misconduct of a chartered accountant where he engages in any business occupation other than the professional CA. Correct. Clause 11. Part 1. First schedule. Right? Which is stating that CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he engages in any business occupation other than the professional chartered accountants without or unless or without obtaining the prior permission of what? Council. Not prior permission, without obtaining approval or permission from the council so to engage. So here what is happening? He has filed. Then body part, that is the question. What is happening in the question? Filed application, that is the practicing chartered accountant has been appointed as an executive chairman of a company, and he has filed application after engaging in that post. So we have to determine whether he is guilty of professional misconduct. So in between, he has hold the post of a chairman between what 1st April 2016 and 10th April 2016, and what hold the position of chairman before getting approval. Approval from the council. So in the given case, the concerned chartered accountant is required to obtain specific and prior approval of council. SAP is required. He has filed application, but the same has been done after engaging in that post. So guilty of professional misconduct, right? He is guilty of professional misconduct. This is the answer. Moving towards the next question, 23B. What is happening in 23B? Mr. Z, a practicing chartered accountant, received a sum of 1 lakh on 1st 9/2015 from a client who intended to leave abroad for a period of 5 years with request that he advance tax liabilities to be paid over the 3 installments on 15 September 2015, 15 December 2015 and 15 March 2016. September 2015, December and March. Okay. After remitting first installment advance, Z did not keep the balance money in a separate bank account, and he is of the opinion that he will remit the money with reasonable time as per the schedule of advance tax. So here what is happening? Chartered accountant is received what? 1 lakh rupee from the client. For the client is going abroad, and that amount has been given for the purpose of payment of advance tax on an installment basis, that is 15/9/2015, 15/12/2015 and 15 March 2015, and concerned chartered accountant has paid the advance tax amount as on 15th September 2015, and he is of the opinion that he will make the payment as per the schedule of advance tax. He is not required to maintain in a separate bank account. So we have to connect the relevant clause here. Which is the clause? So with respect of money, they have what? 2 clauses. First one is what? Clause 10 part 1 first schedule. Second schedule. Right? At the same time, there is another clause that is also providing professional misconduct or professional misconduct attracted, or that may be applicable to a chartered accountant or a member of institute, that is practicing chartered accountant, or a member of institute that is not practicing chartered accountant, with respect of money, that is embezzlement or defalcation of money. Which is their clause? clause 4 part 2 second schedule. These are the two clauses. So here we have to determine what he is actually doing. What is provided as per clause 10 part 1 second schedule? CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he fails to keep the money of his client other than fee remuneration money to be expended to a separate bank account or to use within the reasonable time as per the instructions of the client. Right? Here what is happening? Can we determine this is what, or can we connect the relevant question with clause 10? This is my question. Yeah, because he is not keeping the money into a separate bank account. Then what is clause 4 part 2 second schedule? Member of institute shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he defalcates or embezzle the money, right, which has been received in his professional capacity. So here he is not making the defalcation or embezzlement of the money. He is not maintaining it in the separate bank account. So first of all, we have to connect the relevant clause, correct, which is stating that CA, the same clause we have to explain, CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he fails to keep the money of the client other than fee remuneration money to be expended to a separate bank account or to be used within the reasonable time as per the instructions of the client, right. So next is explain the question. Here chartered accountant has received 1 lakh for the payment of advance tax amount with respect of a client who is going abroad as on 15/9/2015, 15/12/2015 and 15 March 2016. Here after making the payment of advance tax amount as on September 2015, the concerned chartered accountant has not transferred the remaining amount to a separate bank account. He is of the opinion that that is not transferred. Balance amount, sorry friends, there was some light issue. So he has now transferred the balance amount into a separate bank account. Then the next part of our clause is stating that he has to use within a reasonable time. Reasonable time means usually it is what? Shorter period. So here what is happening after September? Next is December, right? So there is what? Time gap. Then healthy practice. What is healthy practice? To deposit in separate bank account. So the last one, conclusion. So whatever the concerned chartered accountant has done is what? A professional misconduct. So he will be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct. This is the answer. So first we have to indicate the clause. Then what is happening in the question? So with respect of that clause, he will be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct. So moving towards 23C question, which is stating that Mr. X, a chartered accountant employed as a paid assistant with chartered accountant firm on 31st December 2016. He leaves the service of the firm despite many reminders from ICAI. He fails to reply regarding the date of leaving the services of the firm. So here he is a chartered accountant. He has taken employment under at the chartered accountant firm. So and after some time he has been leaved the firm, right? He has leave the firm. And our ICAI requested, or they may asked the concerned chartered accountant to provide detailed report with respect of the date of leave. But at the same time, even after repeated query from our council, the concerned chartered accountant fails to reply. So whether he is guilty of professional misconduct or not. He is not a practicing chartered accountant. Yeah, he may practice chartered accountant because we know that if a chartered accountant is working under any other firm as an employee, they will be also termed as what? CA in practice. So in the given case, we have to determine whether the CA is deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct or not. This is the question. So which is the relevant clause that is providing that a member of the institute is not providing reply to the council? Correct. Relevant clause is clause 2 part 3 first schedule, right? which is stating that a member of institute shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if they fails to disclose or fails to provide information that is to be called or comply with the requirements asked by the institute, any of its committee, council, board of discipline, director discipline, disciplinary committee, quality review board and appellate tribunal. So this is the relevant clause. Then we have to examine what is happening in the question. We have to write next what is happening in the question. In the question, the concerned chartered accountant, that is a member of institute, has failed to provide the information which has been called by our council within the reasonable time, even after repeated query. So the conclusion, guilty of professional misconduct, right? He is guilty of professional misconduct because he has failed to comply with the relevant information. That is, they have failed to provide the relevant information which has been asked by the institute. So, irrespective whether he is taking employment or practice, these clauses are applicable to a member of institute. So, we are moving towards the next question. 24th A question. Mrs. Fair is a director of XYZ Private Limited holding 50% of shareholding in the company. During 2015, the company has appointed Mr. Lovely, Mrs. Fair's spouse, as a statutory auditor. On Mr. Lovely's advice, the company issued fresh equity shares and thereafter the concerned chartered accountant issued the report. Right. So here what is happening? Mrs. Fair, she is the director of a company. And she is holding 15% of the shares of that company, and the same company is appointing Lovely, who is the husband of Mrs. Fair, and as what an auditor of the company, and as per his advice they also issued equity shares in the ratio. That information is already given. So in this case we have to determine whether L is guilty of professional misconduct. L is guilty of professional misconduct or not. This is the question. So which is the relevant clause that is to be quoted here? Did you know which is that relevant clause? Here what is happening? Concerned chartered accountant is expressing an opinion on the financial statement where the relative is director. That is, relative is holding key managerial position in the company. So here what is happening? Relative holding key managerial position. Then AS 18 relative. Relative means as per the or as per accounting standard 18, that is related party relationship. Okay. So here the relative of the chartered accountant is appointed as the key managerial position, and in the same company they accepted the appointment as an auditor. So whether he is guilty of professional misconduct or not. What is happening here? We have to remember section 143 subsection Sorry friends, 141 subsection 3 clause F, right, which is stated that no person shall be appointed as an auditor of a company where his relative is holding key managerial position, right? So here what is happening? Mrs. F is appointed as the they are already holding the position of a director. In that company they appointed what? Her husband. So it was the responsibility of the husband not to accept the audit engagement, but he accepted the audit engagement. So failed to ascertain what? Requirements of Companies Act. Requirements of Companies Act complied or not. So which is the clause related to this? Yes, clause 9 part 1 first schedule, which is stating that CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he accepts the position of an auditor of a company without ascertaining whether the requirements of Companies Act 2017 has been complied by the company or not. That is 139, 140, 142, etc. So here what is happening? The concerned chartered accountant accepted the position of statutory auditor without ascertaining that the requirements of the Companies Act has been complied by the company or not. Then explain the question. The same thing we have to explain here. See conclusion. What is the conclusion? Guilty of professional misconduct. This is the answer. We are moving towards 24th B question. Moving towards 24B question, right? So which is stating that A chartered accountant in practice, that is, the same was appointed as an auditor of A Limited. During the financial year 15-16, the investment appeared in the balance sheet of the company 10 lakh and as with the same amount as in the last year. Later on, it was found that the company's investment were only 25,000. Oh my god! But the value of investment was inflated for the purpose of availing bank loan. So here, what is provided? He was the auditor of a company. That company showed an investment of 10 lakh rupee, but actually it was only 25,000. Such overstatement was only for the purpose of getting the bank loan. So here what is happened? Auditor has expressed an opinion on the financial statement that is containing wrong information, right? That contained what? Wrong information, but at the same time auditor was not able to understand the same, right? So what is happening in the given question? Auditor is examining the financial statement and he is certifying the financial statement. He is expressing an opinion, but auditor was not in a position to identify this error or this mistake, or this is not a mistake, this was a misstatement, but he is known to him. Sorry, which was not known to him. It means that he has not exercised his duty in a well manner or in a good manner. It means he was grossly negligent. Plus, he was not done proper examination. Plus, he has not obtained sufficient and appropriate information. These are the three clauses, correct? So first of all, we have to indicate, 1 minute friends, which are the relevant clause. First one is clause 2. Clause 2, part 1, second schedule, right? Then one more clause, clause 7, part 1, second schedule, that is same. Then one more thing, he has failed to obtain sufficient information. Clause 8, part 1, second schedule. So, clause 2 of part 1, second schedule state that CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he allowed to use his name or firm name for expressing an opinion on the financial statement. That is to examine that financial... Sorry friends. So first one is the clause 2, which is stating that CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct where he certify or submit either in his name or firm's name a report on examination of financial statement where such examination is not done by either himself or by any of his partner or by any employees or by other chartered accountant. So in the given case, we can state that he has not done proper examination. Neither he has done or neither employee or partner has done that examination. Because here he is what? This is a firm, right? Sorry, this is a firm now? As per the question? No. No, it's a... sole proprietorship. So he has not done proper examination. So we can connect with this clause 2. Then clause 7. What is provided in clause 7? CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he fails to exercise due diligence or grossly negligent on his professional duty. We can absolutely state that he is grossly negligent. We will examine this, okay? Or we will explain this. No problem. First of all, we have to indicate the clauses. Then clause 8. What is clause 8 stating? That CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he fails to obtain sufficient and appropriate information, right? Sufficient information to express an opinion on the financial statement. An exception of such sufficient information is material to negate the expression of opinion. So here what is happening? He has not obtained any information so as to express an opinion on the financial statement. If he has obtained information, he will not certify the financial statement. He would identify that the actual investment is only 25,000 and not 10 lakh, but he fails to identify the same. So these are the clauses that can be connected. Then what is happening in the question? Plus responsibility. His responsibility should be indicated here. In the given question, the auditor of the company has certified the financial statement and issued a report on that financial statement without identifying the actual investment where the investment amount has been overstated by the company so as to obtain what? Bank loan. The actual investment was only 25,000, but it has been stated in the balance sheet 10 lakh rupee. So auditor, it is the responsibility of the management, and as well as auditor. It is the responsibility of the management to make the valuation of investment valuation, verification, etc. But at the same time, auditor is responsible to ensure the physical existence. Physical existence, valuation, at least at the end of the accounting year. Plus, he should examine what? Records, documents. In the given case, auditor not done the same, right? Not done his responsibilities. So the last one, conclusion. Auditor is deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct as per clause 2, 7 and 8. This is the answer, right? I hope you have understand with the same. So first of all, clause 2 state that CA and practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he certifies or submit in his name or in the firm name a report on examination of financial statement where such examination is not done by himself, partner, employee or other practicing chartered accountant, which is happening here, right? So he is guilty of professional misconduct. Then clause 7 stated CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he fails to exercise due diligence or grossly negligent in his professional duty. The same is also happening here. Then clause 8 states that CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he fails to obtain sufficient information while expressing an opinion on the financial statement where such absence of such sufficient information is sufficient to negate the expression of opinion. So this is what 24B. We are moving towards 24C. We are quickly moving towards 24C and D, which is stating that an advertisement was published in newspaper containing the photograph of Mr. X, a member of the institute, wherein he congratulated on the occasion of the opening of ceremony of his office. So what is happening here? He is opening office for getting practice, but at the same time advertisement has been given in the newspaper along with photograph. So which is the relevant clause that is stating with respect of advertisement and professional misconduct of an chartered accountant with respect of this advertisement? Yeah, correct. Clause 6 part 1 first schedule, which is stating that CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he solicits client or professional work either directly or indirectly through circular, advertisement, personal communication, interview or through any means which is not open to a chartered accountant. So what he is doing, advertisement in newspaper. Advertisement shall be done. Then question. He is providing advertisement in newspaper which is providing the details with respect of opening ceremony of the office along with the photograph. So it is amount to what? Solicitation. C. Guilty of professional misconduct, right? So advertisement shall be allowed subject to some condition where advertisement can be provided with respect of change in firm name or change in address or dissolution of firm, etc. But at the same time advertisement shall not be provided with respect of what? Opening ceremony of the office along with photographs, which is amount to what? Solicitation. Moving towards the next question, which is stating that an advertisement, Mr. X, a chartered accountant and sole proprietor of X & Co, wrote several letters to the Assistant Registrar of Cooperative Society stating that the firm was on the panel of auditor, no audit work was being allotted to them. Further requested to him look into the matter. Okay. So what is happening here? A practicing chartered accountant. They are sending letter to the Registrar of Cooperative Society and telling that their name is in the panel but they are not getting any audit work. So it can be either in the form of what? Asking of reason, or it can be request to allot work. In this case, he will be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct. Deemed to be guilty. In this case, no, deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct. That is, in that case, he will not be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct. He is just asking the reasons behind or reasons due to which he is not getting the work. In the given case, or if it is in a manner which is requesting the registrar to allot work, so it will be what? Deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct. So which is the clause? It can be just like what? A rowing query. So clause 6 part 1 first schedule. Question, you have to be indicate the question. He is making several letters to the registrar of cooperative society stating that his name is included in the panel which has been maintained by the society, but no work has been allotted. The same shall be allowed if they are doing or if they are sending such letters so as to identify the reasons behind of not getting such work, but at the same time it shall not be in a manner. It shall not be in a manner of solicitation, or it shall not be in a manner of making requests to allot work. So if it is in the so the last one, conclusion, if it is just like a request, he will be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct. It shall if it is in a kind of reason for asking not getting that work, he will not be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct.